Back up. See the function. This is a tool. See how it works. 1. Boxer represents something. 2. Golding uses Boxer to comment on that something. What are the working classes like? We're doing the same thing here. Let's ask ourselves, what does Jack represent? Tony?
Can I answer? Because I was on Spark Notes and I just read the analysis.
Sure. Sure, but only answer what he represents. Don't get me into strength and weakness.
The savagery of every human, like primal instinct.
Yep. Now, I want to break what Tony said down just a little bit because I have a tendency, or I believe that Spark Notes and other interpretations have a tendency to be a bit too poetic, a bit too grandiose. Jack represents aggression. Jack represents the need to act violently. Is that part of you? Anybody here have zero aggression within them? Right, Tony. No, Nick. The two people in this room that I could probably see with little to no aggression would be Astasia and Faye.
Yeah.
What about Victoria?
Shh. You don't want to see that.
Stop. Relax. This is the point about Golding's allegory. He's taking these 4 boys and he's using them to represent 4 different aspects of human nature that all of us have to some degree or other. But instead of having one boy who has some violence and these other aspects, he takes them apart for easy examination. So with Jack, we're only focusing on violence and aggression. What are we focusing on with Piggy? What kind of intelligence, Allie? Many different types of intelligence exist.
Yeah, he's like kind of, I don't want to say like rude when he says that.
That would be a weakness.
Kind of,
What type of intelligence does he have?
like kind of, not like smart sense or street smarts, but like book smarts.
Yes. Book smarts is a slang way of saying that he has some sort of logical reason, scientific reasoning, right? There you go. Piggy represents logical reasoning. Jack represents savagery, violence, aggression. All of us have the ability to reason logically. Now I know you're looking around at each other and thinking, oh, not him. Yes, all of us have the ability to reason logically. What does logic mean? It proceeds from evidence to conclusions through processes of inference. That's science. That's philosophy. That's everything. I look out the window and I see, oh, the leaves are waving back and forth. What's my conclusion? It's windy out there. That's a rational conclusion, right? Based upon my past experience of being outside, understanding wind and understanding physics. That's logical, that's rational. Can you give me an irrational conclusion? I look out there, I see the leaves waving back and forth. What's an irrational conclusion? The tree is waving at me. Hi, tree. Irrational. I'm sorry? It's not. Okay. There's a logical conclusion. There's an illogical conclusion. Piggy makes logical conclusions. Can you give me an instance in the novel where Golding shows that to you by contrasting his conclusion with somebody else's? Faye? Perfect, Faye. And now you understand why that plot event is in there. Ralph says, my daddy's going to get leave and he's going to come and he's going to rescue us. That's about as logical as me saying the tree is waving to me. It has absolutely no rational support from evidence. It doesn't proceed according to logical rules. Piggy's conclusion, he doesn't know where you are. There are thousands of islands. He could search forever. Nobody knows where the plane went down. Oh, and there's a war. He's probably dead. Not going to happen.
You would be mean for stuff like that.
I'm sorry?
I just said you'd probably be like one of those people who on the island.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Well,
I would.
hold on. No, Nicket's comment should relate back to something I just said. None of us would be Piggy. You know why? Piggy's not real, nor is he very realistic. He leans too much to one side. Jack is not real, and in many ways, nor is he very realistic. Simon's really unrealistic. What do I mean by that? They're too much leaning toward one side.
Like he's too logical and there's like not enough emotion.
He doesn't have anything else. He's just got logic. He's a very one-sided person in that regard. Okay? He focuses too much. But there's a reason for it. Golding wants to look at logic. So what does he do? He creates a character who's all logical. He wants to look at violence and aggression. So what does he do? He creates a character who's violent and aggressive. He wants to look at something else. So he creates this character. And now you're going to say, okay, Mr. Clarkson, what does that character represent? No, don't answer that question. We'll have to leave it. Here's the next step. If you're looking up there and saying, well, how did you know he represents logic? How do you know he represents savagery or violence? You might be one of the students sitting in the room thinking it's some crazy mystical literary interpretation. People just know it. Or they look at Spark Notes and they learn it. There's a very easy way to find this out. Oh no, Tony, I think you should be looking at materials extra to find out about interpretation. It was not an insult. But all of you must develop the skills to do what the writers of Spark Notes do. Do it on your own. Here's the simple question you ask. How does Jack deal with life? When Jack faces a challenge, what is his reaction to that challenge? Answer.
Kill it.
Kill it. If there's a beast, what's he going to do? How will he help the community? No. He will hunt. To be continued tomorrow.